So this paper is about industrial restructuring, because the industry would occupy space of the city. So different which industries to keep in the city is the space and the place that is being discussed. Regional policies, critical enables. How to make these industries survive? What kind of industries would you like to put in your city to make it survive, make it better? Inner city problems. Because inner cities, their transportation is not good. So what industries they need? And they also considered about scale effect. After merger, the company becomes larger. From an inner city on to development areas. It's also, the industry would also influence the space of labor force. And the labor force and their children will also influence the education force, education space. And also these people and their commodity, retail space. So this is a very big topic. You have a lot to say. If I write such a paper, I have a lot to say. I think I can write better. This is published so early, before I was born. I want to see when it is published. Is it very old too? Oh, it's very old too. London. Let me see at that time how London modernized is. Geographic inequality, you can't solve it. London is the best. Clydeside ships, northeast mint coal ships. Lancashire mint cotton engineering. Okay, different. There are label different industrials localization. Regional problem. So it is the convergence of new prominence of inner cities, dominance of changes. Why these cities become the center of cotton, the center of engineering? Competition, labor cost. This is scale production. Merge the companies. So at 1970s, the people in London was only considering about how to make expanding the size of those companies. I think that is. I don't know what's the trend now. There are so many big companies now, even bigger. Straw people, what is straw people are being attacked here? Locational decision take place. Alter the occasional surface, for instance, by changing the distribution of costs. Okay, now it's collapse of profitability. So now this is the crisis is coming. So it's not good good times has gone. In tough times. So I think that to do something in capitalism, you need a label, you need a location, and you need money, the cost, everything. Then why choose this location? So, which is determinant of regional distribution, which is spatial phenomenon, spatial processes, regional problem. So this author is saying that regional policy has very little effort, not so big effort. Regional problems is conceptualized, not as problems experienced by regions. Okay, so it is not a real problem. Okay, you didn't find anything. Really, let's see the conclusion. Okay, this is the conclusion. Finally, policy. It's not simply soluble, so it's very difficult. But you can do something. Understand theoretically the mechanisms behind the numbers. If the regional problem is not a problem produced by regions, but by organization of production itself, neither its solution simply a technical question if production profit may actually both imply and require such inequality. The issue of policy must be who pays. Okay. There is a need to make explicit political choices. Finally, the implication of this analysis is that intervention in spatial distribution cannot be divorced from issues of intervention. So they just don't find anything to do. The changing composition of the workforce, I think will be more and more older people to work. Is it? Maybe more young people to work, and more with higher diploma, people with higher diplomas to work. Okay, not only social decomposition of labor force changed. They don't need skilled manual jobs, maybe replaced by robots, so less skilled jobs. But also, not only social geography is also being transformed. Will be different, but how different? Old South and North voting patterns. So rural area no longer places with major so employment. So even rural area you can still find jobs. This is an old book. So maybe the people live in the countryside. They don't have to move to the cities to find a job. Okay, I think this is quite similar. This is very, very going ahead of other countries. This is happening to other countries now, and it already happened 60 years ago in Britain. And it's researched so specifically. Occupational changes. So professionals is increasing. Craft workers is decreasing because you can use robots and better machines. Skilled operatives are decreasing. Okay, engineers are increasing. But professionals, you need to thinking. Professionals can't be replaced by robots. Only the skilled operators decreased. This is very easy to understand. And the women. Proportion of workforce. Wow. In this time, the total number of women. Okay. So proportion is increasing. Women. Loss of employment in manufacturing. Okay. Long-term decline of jobs. I think the machines can do the laboring work, so women can operate machines even better than men. They don't need so much harder laboring strength work, so man is not needed anymore. The 30s revisited. Okay. The industrialization. Okay, lose jobs in manufacturing, maybe to go to service. Decline of the cities. Why city decline? Okay, the jobs are losing jobs. Unemployment, wow, so high, is so high, more than 15%, almost 15%. So 1 person in every 6 person is out of job. How can they survive? Service sector. Yeah, just as a technical change, so make many people can't find a job. But it's not the only one. Okay. Oh, outward movement. So a competition from the international, such as I think at that time it's not China, it's Taiwan, it's Singapore and Japan. Clothing industry. Low cost imports. So which country import? By changing location. Okay, they are threatened by the, oh. Okay, for the clothing industry, they usually like women workers, but it's lacking women workers because the women workers would like to go to the service sector. New source label, it was older married woman. Okay, they want a young woman. Scientists and technicians. They must have a diploma, right? I think this book is quite old. I would like to read a recent book about how the scientist distribution come in. Sun Belt, the British Sun Belt. I would like to see how they analyze the work label of scientists and technicians. So they want a research and development from production is in a functional sense that the further you can be distanced geographically and more ago had a far more intimate relationship to the actual process. So I think these big companies, they have the money to raise these scientists to do very distant research jobs that are very distant from the manufacturing. That's why scientists can find a job in a company, and those people who can't be a scientist, they will lose their jobs. I think I have to go. Okay, it's very fast. Sweatshops, okay. scrap metal dealers. Okay, I think the expansion of technician and professions, when they want to find a job, they would like to choose the Sunbelt areas, just those around up the Cambridge, Bristol, and Southampton, because they want to live in a good district that around the rich people, around the competent, around the safe social order. So they would just make this place better and better. Just like those science technicians would like to live with those coalfield areas. So, and the coalfield area people, they have no money to move to a better district, so it will be localized convergence. So one area to another, very different. I think this is very interesting. The impact of rising unemployment would have wider social contact dramatically depending on the wider social context. So if every people is employed, then the social is kind of very easy to control. But many people is unemployed, then all kinds of things, then it is kind of under control, because people would do all kinds of things to make a living. So they are out of control. All kinds of the society will change dramatically after that. Maybe some people would go to university. Some people would just read a book at home, just like me. Some people would go to prostitute to make a living, or to rob, or to kill people, or to become a killer to make money. All kinds of things. Or become a thief. So if we're rising in unemployment, so then the people would be, because they don't have a cohesion, they are not together, so they all kinds of minds would just happening, and many lonely hearts. Stockbroker belt, some belt, stockbroker belt, so interesting. So not the boom center of the land. So as I am thinking, if I want to get a job, which city should I choose? Wow. Do you choose the stockbroker belt or the Sun Belt? But Sun Belt is very expensive house. Even London, very expensive. Which would you choose? Sexual balance of employment should not be too severely disrupted. But I don't think so, because some jobs are more suitable for women, some jobs are more suitable than men. Okay, the politics. Let me see how politics would influence the society. Will it have any use? Wow, I think this part is very, very alarming, because for local politics, they would like to go to the national politicians, so they would just copy, they would align themselves to the larger part. And now it is important to see the diversities, to use their diversities, geographical diversity. I think this is very interesting. Just it can be applied elsewhere, this idea. So I just think that a mayor of New York City may be not working so well in as a mayor of Philadelphia, or maybe not working as a mayor of New Orleans. They have different situations. If they don't live in the city for a long time, maybe they don't know what is characteristics. Basic industries plunged into decline, just like Aberdeen. The oil companies suddenly declined. Different scales implied a different social structure. So everything is different. You have to adapt to the changes. That's very easy to understand. The problem is that receiving end of such never to hold the initiative. Wow. If you hold the initiative, then you are to blame. So seeking out the potential vulnerable and difficult to organize workforces, this is the HR's challenges. So if you want to find a job, so you want to get the job, so you should presenting yourself to be very easy to be organized. Women workers of the region would not get organized. So just reading this part makes me know a lot of things about how to get a job to stand, and how, if you are an boss of the company, where will you invest, and what would you think about the future of this company? If you are an oil company, then the oil goes out, then you have to move, and if this place don't have so much good easy to organize people, and you have to pay a lot to train them, and a lot of management cost. There's very little need of talent in this area. The only need of talent maybe is only in the to be a scientist or technician, but it is scientists and technicians are also very similar, right? If they hire you, then you must be replaced. So what's the merit of having a job? Okay, I think today is sunshine. I have to exercise now. Go running. Thank you for reading with me. Bye bye. Oh, sorry.